Hello and welcome to a very special Up to Speed Live episode. Today we are honoring our veterans, and as a sister of an Iraq War veteran, this is a very special day for me. My name is Diana Alvear. Thank you so much for joining us. And Verizon is a very special place when it comes to veterans. We really show up for them every day, as we should. And I just want to mention 2020 being what it is, complete turmoil for a lot of people, that hasn't stopped us from being dedicated and committed to our veterans, doing right by them, putting them to work and making sure that they know that they're valued. So one of the things I'd love to mention is this month we went virtual with our hashtag Thanks to Vets and honoring veterans. This whole week has been full of activities and events dedicated to this cause. We have 10,000 plus V-teamers who are veterans. That is something to be so proud of. I happen to work with a few, which is really, really great for me, considering I know how much they love their country and how much they've done for all of us and to keep us safe. And this is time for a little bit of bragging about Verizon. I love that I get to brag about my company. So let's see that first slide. Despite COVID-19 and all of its challenges, we are the #1 military-friendly company, the #2 military-friendly brand, the #7 military spouse-friendly employer, because of course those spouses are so important, and #10, the military-friendly employer. So it's just been a great year for us as far as our service and duty to our veterans, and we're very proud of what we do, and that's what this entire show is about. This show is about veterans. Speaking of delivering, by the way, we asked all of you to nominate a veteran for Veterans Day, and boy, did you deliver. More than 200 plus submissions. And the reason we asked you for this was because we wanted to feature your messages and your photos as part of our New York City Veterans Day parade. So as part of that parade, we were proud to participate in a motorcade with 2 digital trucks that displayed your photos and messages on them to showcase how much we care about our veterans. And you know me, every time I host, my favorite part of every show is featuring our outstanding V-teamers. And today we have a very special My Why. He's a veteran. His name is Esaias Edwards. He's a solutions manager in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I just love his story. So go ahead and take a look.
My name is Esaias Edwards. I'm a solutions manager in the Greensboro store, and I've been working for Verizon since September 13, 2016. My favorite thing to do in my spare time, other than playing with my kids, is playing tennis. Most of the people who play me would tell you that I don't like to move around a lot, so I'm probably just gonna hit you with a coffin shot and end the match. I worked in a couple of big name retailers, but mostly it was the military. I served the United States Army from 2008 to 2016. I served 3 tours in Afghanistan and Bagram with the 160th MP Battalion. Probably one of the best experiences in my entire life. It gave me a lot of discipline that I use in my current role at Verizon. Coming in early in the morning, it just is really motivating to have a team that wants to actually perform and work and, go out there and make a difference. Most everything we did in the military was like a big family. No matter where you go within this company, it seems like when you get on a team, it's like a family. So that's really something that sticks with me. One of my biggest accomplishments, I think, was going in 1 year from a sales rep to a solutions manager. I just went in head first and just made the best out of it every day and drove and pushed myself. I was just really glad that my general manager gave me the opportunity to join her team. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pretty much a big nerd. So anything regarding tech, I definitely want to do that. Again, Verizon is one of those companies that if they have it, they'll let you do it. So I'm gonna continue to use this as a stepping stone to go to the next step. I actually do moonlight as a kazoo player. One day y'all get a concert and everybody can listen to that, I would definitely tell them to jump on it. It's a great place to develop, grow. There's a lot of resources for you to continue your education. And one of the best things of Verizon is their culture. Being from customer service and on the retail side, I just like how everything meshes into one big family. It's just a great place to work, and I recommend it to anybody.
I I did not see that coming. He's a kazoo player as well as a veteran. That was one of my favorite my whys I've seen so far. Thank you so much for your service. We are so lucky to have you. And he's right. It does feel like a family here. And that's why it matters so much when we're talking about our veterans, because it's really important to make them feel like they belong here and that they're valued. And two of my favorite people at Verizon who make that their mission every single day are joining me today. I have Ronan Dunn and Tami Irwin here to talk to us about why veterans matter so much. And Ronan, I'm going to start with you to tell us a little bit about the commitment on the Verizon consumer side.
So Diana, thank you and hello everybody. And it's a real privilege and an honor to be part of our recognition today, and something that we do every single day. And I'm very proud of what we do in consumer. We're both striving to be an employer of choice across all categories, but very proud of the veterans that we have within the organization, part of that more than 10,000 that are in the business overall. But we also have other very practical ways of expressing our gratitude through discounts and special offers, special events and experience, and essentially by giving back to those who give the most. So whether you're a Verizon customer, a Verizon employee, or both, military service members and veterans can benefit from the savings that we offer. So what do we do? Well, military families are getting special pricing and promos on selected smartphones when they add a line or when they upgrade. They're also getting some really great experiences we offer for our mobile and Fios customers, such as in-game loot on us. So including premium account status and 2 premium warships on the award-winning naval multiplayer game. So if you didn't know already, extra loot, premium warships is the way to go. So in this past week, we've been part of this World of Warship Virtual Fleet Week, something that I'll tell you, Diana, I wasn't aware of up until just now. And everything this year was virtualized and streamed on Twitch and on YouTube, as we partnered with several organizations to create an exciting virtual atmosphere paying tribute to U.S. veterans just before Veterans Day. So you can still catch the ship's parade, the air show, the keynotes, and the inspirational stories from experts and Verizon veteran employees, and insights on and more on these 2 platforms. Now, Verizon is also hosting 2 tournaments for the World of Warships and Veterans community on December the 5th and December the 6th, with Verizon Branches Challenge, an exhibition match featuring 4 teams of veterans competing to support their charities of choice, and secondly, Verizon Warriors Championship, a pro-level competition with prize money. So, look, we continue our mission supporting veterans in partnership with Wounded Warrior Project, one of the reasons we have this event today. And to help with the Wounded Warriors program, we've made it easy for our wireless customers to join us in supporting injured veterans and their families through an add donation link on their bill payment confirmation page. So customers can round up their bills to the next dollar and contribute that fixed amount to Wounded Warriors Project. So, Dana, that's just a run through very quickly of all the ways that we're trying to support veterans. But most particularly, I just want to say, you support us every single day. It's the least that we could do to support you all. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ronan. And I have to tell you, I was blown away at the realness of the World of Warships. I don't know where I was thinking it was, my mind is Atari. And then I'm looking at this thinking, oh my gosh, we're like in the warship. So really, really cool stuff and just wonderful commitments overall. By the way, Ronan, you were way too humble because I caught you on something very special. He's in the Salute to Service History Channel special that featured on Veterans Day, which was so awesome. You can see a little bit of it here. And it happens to feature one of my colleagues and friends, Lauren Schultz, who is a veteran and a mom and a really hard worker and somebody that I am proud to say that I work with. So it was really beautiful, really well done. And Lauren, your story inspired me so much. We're lucky to have both of you. So thank you, Ronan. Thank you, Lauren. And now I'd love to turn to Tami, because, oh my goodness, you have such a long history and commitment of supporting our veterans and our troops. And in fact, you lead the ERG Valor. So we're so lucky to have you in that role, Tami. And of course, the business group supports government institutions in delivering those very important programs and services to those who put their lives on the line. So can you tell us a little bit more about why this is so important to you and what your group does?
Yeah, absolutely. And just a big shout out to Lauren Schultz. She's spectacular, and the highlights of kind of her career and how she's pivoted from the military into being one of the 10,000 veterans that serve at B Team. It's really, really spectacular story, and such a reminder of how important it is that we're part of this community. You know, I have the honor to be part of the Valor team, not because I've served, but because I am the sponsor of Valor. And I really love the work that Tommy Jones and David Cruz and others are doing as we bring together this resource team on behalf of veterans. And they've done really spectacular work. I think about the 35,000 hours of volunteer that the Valor team has put forth this year alone. I love that. One of the things I know about the military and those who've served is they always believe there's more they can do. And I think that's evidenced by the 35,000 hours of volunteer work they've done so far. And what I love is that they support one another. I happen to have been on a call with a number of veterans this week, and we were talking about the family that comes together as part of the military and the family that comes together as part of being a V-teamer, and just so much correlation between how we serve at Verizon and how we serve our country. And nobody gives more than those who have served. And so let me just add my thanks, my gratitude, my appreciation to all the veterans out there. Veterans Day is a really important, special day. We enjoy incredible freedoms as Americans that we can never take for granted. And so on behalf of all those who have served, and on behalf of Valor and all those who have served and their families, a big thank you and appreciation, not just on Veterans Day, but every single day.
Yeah, and Tami, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the Hiring Our Heroes Fellowship Program, because that is really something that is a wonderful thing to have. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so Hiring Our Heroes program has really given us the ability to be very actively committed in making sure that we're finding a way to be on bases and really help military personnel who have served as they're coming back into the public sector to really find a way into the private world, to find a way to be part of and reorient to a world that seems pretty foreign when they come back from having served. And so Hiring Our Heroes is a great program. A shout out to Lisa Damask and Krista Pambianchi and the team for the work that they've done to really be very active in leading. We're one of the top employers in terms of how we engage with Hiring Our Heroes. And, you know, you think about that as doing good for others. The reality is they're some of our very, very best employees. And so the ability to be actively engaged as they transition back in is a super important part of our culture and how we think about hiring the very best talent available.
And I'd also love for you to highlight the work that we do with Veterans Affairs. I mean, we're constantly making sure they get the technology they need. Can you walk us through some of those initiatives?
Yeah, so one of the things that I get to do in addition to being the sponsor for Valor is, as part of VZB, we of course have our public sector business that Andreas and the team lead and manage. And it has been an incredible year as you've watched, whether it's the USS Comfort come into the harbor in New York as we've fought COVID, or you've looked at how do we show up differently on behalf of technology. Maybe let me give you two examples that I'm super excited about, one from Veterans Affairs and then one from how we think about DoD, and they both involve 5G. So I know that's not a surprise, but as we think about how's the military really embracing technology, they're not only embracing it, they're leading much of the innovation that we're doing. And in Veterans Affairs in particular, there's a couple of statistics that I think are really important. We deployed 50,000 tablets this year for the purpose of allowing veterans to connect with their physicians virtually. And as we know, healthcare has been disrupted radically because of COVID. And so for us to be actively engaged in having the 50,000 tablets out there for veterans, we've also zero-rated the Connect app. So we worked with the VA to create a Connect app to connect veterans to their physicians, zero-rated that so we could have access. And we have 36,000 visits a day and consults. So these are veterans that connect with their physicians on the power of Verizon's overall network. But that's not good enough. We said we should really work with the VA to make sure that we set up 5G capability. And the very first 5G hospital was created for the VA in Palo Alto. And so when you look at how the VA is not only connecting on our network 36,000 times a day with consults, for telehealth, but really how they're leading and thinking about surgeries that will be done via 5G technology, the low latency capability. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't brag just a little bit about Department of Defense, because one of the things that Andreas and his team do is we continue to be the market share leader in terms of how we serve the Department of Defense. And we continue to take share in every one of those branches that we lead in. And that, I think, is reflective of how important what we do is to the Department of Defense and the importance of our services and capabilities. And here, too, we've deployed a 5G capability into the naval shipyard in Norfolk, Virginia, one of the first deployments ever to really look at how do you think about manufacturing and supply chain differently as you think about how 5G will transform everything. So I love the fact that not only do we celebrate the service of veterans, but we are at the core of innovation and transformation on behalf of both veterans as well as Department of Defense. I sleep better knowing that the Department of Defense runs on the Verizon network.
Absolutely. I mean, 5G is just connecting our veterans and making their lives better. And one last thing, I want to make sure that we mention the session that you're going to be moderating very soon. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so November 18th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have the opportunity and privilege to talk to Medal of Honor recipient Staff Sergeant Ryan Pitts. And he's got quite a story to tell, and we're going to talk about wellness. You know, this is a month and a year where we've really looked to celebrate, and what better way to really stop, pause, and reflect on wellness than to talk to a Medal of Honor recipient. I think you're going to be blown away by his story. You're also going to be blown away by Dan's story today, so I'll just give you a heads up on that one. But please join me November 18th, 2 p.m. We're going to do a great event and talk about wellness.
Tami, we are lucky to have you overseeing the charge here and making sure that our veterans get everything they need, especially when it comes to 5G, because it's just mind-blowing the things that we're doing. Thank you so much. And, you know, I want to turn now to a very important partnership that we have with the Wounded Warrior Project. I was speaking with our guest, whom I'm going to be introducing in just a few minutes, a little bit about why they mean so much to me. But having had a brother that served overseas and several tours of duty, you realize the kinds of things that, you know, they bring it home with them, and they're forever changed. And we're so lucky to have a group like Wounded Warrior Project. And let me tell you a little bit about Verizon's partnership. They're included in a lot of the marketing materials with calls to action for our customers, asking them to support their mission because it aligns with our fourth stakeholder, which is society. So we are excited to welcome Mike Linnington. He is the CEO of Wounded Warrior Project. I mean, you take a look at his resume and it just blows you away. I mean, this man has dedicated his life to serving his country, and his son is serving as well. So Mike, I'm so excited to have you speak a little bit about what you do and why Wounded Warrior Project matters so much. So Mike, thank you so much for being here. Tell me what's going on and your relationship with Verizon.
Diana, thanks for having me on, and it's great to see Tami and the team. And the best day I had last year at Wounded Warrior Project was right there in New Jersey with the team, and I really can't thank you enough for continuing the legacy with today's event, and more importantly, for Verizon's longstanding support of wounded service members and their families, and it is a family affair. I'd also just like to take a second and thank all the veterans that are in the room with us today. No matter which branch you served in, whatever your job path was, no matter how many years you served, Veterans Day is an important day and lingers in my heart, not just on Veterans Day, but every day. And I'm sure that's the same at Verizon. If this year has afforded us any lessons, one would certainly know that the importance of reflecting on the things that matter the most to all of us and sharing sincere thanks for those who secured and protected our freedoms over the last 240 years is really pretty important. And at Veterans Day, it's always important to remember that we recognize those that have served in the past. More than 17.4 million Americans are veterans, and those that are serving today, more than 2 million active Guard and Reserve, about 1/2% of our population of 328 million. At Wounded Warrior Project, like at Verizon, every day is Veterans Day, and Verizon having 10,000 V-teamers that have served in the military, that's pretty incredible. For all of you, thank you for raising your hand and saying, "Take me." When citizens join the military, they ask very little in return, and they know that nothing is guaranteed. And they know they have no guarantee on where they'll be assigned, whether or not they'll deploy, or whether or not they'll come home. All they ask for is two things. One is if they don't come home, that their families will be taken care of. And secondly, if they come home wounded, ill, or injured, that our country will be there to help them in their recovery and in their rehabilitation and in their transition. And that's why we do what we do at Wounded Warrior Project, and certainly why you do what you do at Verizon in helping us and helping veterans everywhere. Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project's been a tireless advocate for our nation's service members and provided free programs in mental and physical health and wellness, career and benefits counseling, and long-term rehabilitative care for those most seriously injured, and helping them overcome obstacles in their path to recovery, much like we'll hear today from Dan Nevins. We're not able to do what we do without the support of passionate donors, supporters, and partners, patriotic Americans and companies like Verizon, who believe just as passionately as we do in the work we do and the work we set out to do. And I will tell you, we have no better partner nationally than Verizon. You're number one, not just as the statistics that Diana showed earlier, but I will tell you, Wounded Warrior Project has no better partner than Verizon, and it's not even close. What you've done in advocating for our efforts, as Ronan spoke about, and certainly as been highlighted earlier, isn't duplicated by any other country or any other company across the United States. Providing direct support through the Verizon World of Warships Gaming Initiative, which I can't wait to get on and check out, as well as your efforts with Call for Fire on donations to Wounded Warrior Project when Verizon military gear is sold. You've also given hope and respite through iPad donations. Tami spoke about the iPads to veterans everywhere. You've given iPads to all of our wounded veterans that are transitioning through the hospitals at Lawrenceville Regional Medical Center as part of our backpack program. And I can't tell you how wonderful that is to see wounded veterans at Lawrenceville at some of their lowest points in life have the ability to, FaceTime or get on virtual platforms with their families for the first time since they were injured. You've also encouraged customers to get involved through initiatives like donating to Wounded Warrior Project through Verizon Bill Pay, and your continued financial support allows us to provide the critical resources to help warriors, not just today in events like Carry Forward, but really every day. What a powerful thing for me to witness, certainly be a part of, and I look forward to be participating in person again next year. So from all of us at Wounded Warrior Project, thank you, thank you, thank you. We couldn't do what we do for the more than 185,000 wounded, ill, and injured service members and their families without you. And I'm just thrilled and honored to be part of today's forum. And thank you very much for having me on.
Oh, Mike, thank you. We are thrilled and honored to be able to partner with you because it's our mission to serve those who serve, and we want to help you complete that mission. And so we've never done this virtually, but we would love to show our support to you if we can see that slide. We do have a check. We can't present it to you in person, but we do want to say thank you so much on behalf of Ronan, Tami, me, and the rest of the V team. We are honored to present your organization with $250,000 on behalf of Verizon. This is money well spent, and it's going to help all of our veterans. They don't ask for anything, and it's we're humbly blessed and grateful to be able to partner with you on that. So thank you so much, Mike, for being here.
Diana, that Tami, Ronan, entire team, that support will change veterans' lives in ways that you can only imagine. So thank you, and I know that's not the first. That's, I think, the third or fourth or fifth. I can't count on. Verizon, God bless you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here with us, Mike. And now I get to turn the mic over to another very special veteran, somebody with whom I've been bonding over because he has the world's cutest cat, and I'm afraid that Taylor Swift is going to steal it. His name is Dan Nevins. He is not only a veteran, he's a public speaker. He is committed to healing. He is all about yoga, and he, according to Mike, changes your life when you hear him speak. So Dan, I am so excited to have you on the show today. And I just wanted to ask you, tell me a little bit about your mission to heal veterans. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say.
Thank you so much, Diana. And to Tami and the whole team, it's just a real privilege to be here. And when I see that check, that number, it just makes me, it gets me a little misty, actually, because I just think of the impact of that check. You heard Mike talk earlier about Longshore Regional Medical Center and what Wounded Warrior Project is doing there. And it was 16 years ago today, I was in the fight of my life at Longshore Regional Medical Center in Germany. Just 3 days before November 10th, 2004, I very nearly lost my life when an improvised explosive device detonated beneath my vehicle and shattered my reality. As a result of that blast, I lost both legs below the knee, and I lived with a traumatic brain injury. And I lost a dear friend named Sergeant First Class Mike Adelini, who I wear this bracelet for every day, to remind me of, I think, some things that are pretty important. It reminds me to work hard because Mike was the hardest working human being I've ever met in my life. And it reminds me to live, not just be alive, but actually live with the purpose to generate the life that I want versus to be in response to everything that's happening around me. I am so blessed and so fortunate that after my time at Longshore Regional Medical Center, I landed at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in DC. And on my first day, I woke up on Ward 57 of Walter Reed. Two of the founders of Wounded Warrior Project came in with a backpack full of comfort items, everything that I didn't know that I needed at that moment, but was right there. And it was that backpack and a promise that whatever I needed or whatever my family needed, that they'd be there for me. And I know looking back at that time, they had no idea if they were going to be able to fulfill on that promise, because they were just some men who wanted, and women and families who wanted to do something good and just did it. They took action for a need that they saw and watched the news unfold of what was happening to this generation of wounded, ill, and injured service members. And they stepped up and did the right thing. And it's such a blessing to know that because of that early work, the listening that happened to the warriors and the families, that Wounded Warrior Project was able to maintain and grow and successfully serve over 180,000 warriors and their families every single day. I mean, it's absolutely inspiring. And to know that Verizon as a company stepped up to make that level of a donation is going to have a huge impact, because whether we see it or not, there are still those service members, just like I was 16 years ago, laying in Landstuhl in the fight of their life, and then coming home, and then not knowing what life is going to be like. And then there's a helping hand. It's all portrayed in the logo. It's one warrior carrying another off the battlefield, and that's what Wounded Warrior Project is. It is a group of committed warriors who said, this is enough, and are willing and able to throw the ladder back over the fence for those people who haven't necessarily found those smiles in that new normal again. So I'm just so grateful to be here. And yeah, I'm a yoga teacher, and I got to tell you, it's the craziest thing whenever I say it out of my mouth, because that's not who I was growing up. It's not anything I thought I'd be, but I am just committed to meditation, yoga, and just the act of mindfulness, because I'm so grateful for Wounded Warrior Project, who helped me learn to cope with the invisible wounds of war. And then I'm so grateful for my mindfulness practices that actually help me heal from them. And if it wasn't for Wounded Warrior Project, there's no possible way I'd be able to have the confidence and ability to do what I do with veterans and their families every day. And I'm just so grateful, not only to Wounded Warrior Project and Mike Ludington leading the way, but for companies like Verizon, who really step up, who are military friendly to the nth degree. And I haven't played that game yet, but I think I'm going to give it a try. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much, and continue to keep being the amazing people that you are. It's making a huge impact.
Okay, like there's not a dry eye in the house right now. Everybody's basically crying, and I think that, Dan, it's so important to hear what it really means. You know, we say we support our veterans and we salute their service, but really, you know, putting your bodies and your lives on the line and carrying the wounds of war in your body, and then devoting yourself to this kind of work. I mean, I really think that your message is so important. I'm sorry, I'm crying. It just, you know, we're so grateful to have heard what you had to say and what you and Mike had to say, because it's not just a day for barbecues. It's a day to remember, you know, the sacrifices that have been made since day one of this country. So Thank you so much for speaking. And I'm trying to keep it together. So Mike was right. You changed my life with the way you spoke, and we're so grateful to have you on Up to Speed today, you and Mike, and you have our support. I know Tami is committed, and Ronan is committed. Everyone is committed. So thank you so much for everything that you've brought to us today. And I look forward to speaking with all of you very, very soon. And there's something that we can all do, guys. We didn't want to end it just on everybody crying, because you don't need to see me crying anymore. We do have something that we can all participate in together despite the pandemic. I know that we love doing our Wounded Warrior Project walks. We can't all be physically together, but you can do it virtually, right? You can walk in the name of a veteran. You can do your part. And one thing that I want to point out that was mentioned earlier is that we do have Shop Call for Fire, where you can get some really cool swag. I want to show you this beautiful beanie hat that has the check mark on it. And then this super cool rain jacket. It's kind of rainy outside here in Jersey. So when I do my walk, I'll definitely be wearing my camo jacket with the check mark. And these, a lot of the profits will go to support veterans organizations. So you can walk looking good, looking swag with your check mark and feeling good about the work you're doing for your veterans. And one last note, if you're like me, you haven't quite been doing the exercise you thought you'd be doing during quarantine. So we're going to leave you with Coach Kelly giving you some tips on how to walk safely so you can walk holding your head high and wearing your swag, but also being safe about it. So I'm going to let Coach Kelly close us out. And on behalf of all veterans everywhere, we love you, we support you, we appreciate you, and we walk with you every day. I'm Diana Alvear. Thank you so much for being with us on today on Up to Speed Live. And until next time, you're up to speed. Coach Kelly, take it away.
Hey V-Teamers, thanks for coming out for the walk today. Before we get started, we're going to warm up those bodies, separating those feet nice and wide. Giving a big inhale and exhale. Big inhale, exhale. Good, getting those muscles nice and warm. Good, a few more here. Last one, and take it centered. Drive those knees toward that chest. Pull, pull. Good, keeping those arms tucked in, knee up. Finish it out. 4, 3, 2. We're gonna tap it out. Take it wide, wide. Good. Lifting those arms, getting that blood flowing. Awesome effort. 4, 3, 2. Take it forward. Tap those heels forward. Good. Still moving that upper body as well. For 4, 3, 2. Coming center, separating those feet nice and wide. We're going to do a little squat. Roll the shoulders. You got it. Feeling great here. 4, 3, 2. Tap and reach, finishing it out. Reach it over, over, over. Four, 3, 2. Coming center, deep inhale. And we are ready to walk. Let's get out there.